Not only did I make 100K, I made 103K in 8 months solo. You want to know exactly how I did it so you can do the same thing, so you can quit your job, make your money, whatever it is that you want to do instead of whatever state that you're in currently. Good, because I'm about to give you the 3-step protocol that I use specifically to get out of this job within 2 years, make that 103K, and now able to spend 90% of my time doing whatever the hell that I want to do, which is make these videos on the internet. So all you have to do is just follow these 3 steps and you can do something very similar, except of course, do whatever it is that you want to do. Don't try to do what I do. And I'm not going to give you my specific business model, how I made these 103K. That's not freedom. That is, if you copied exactly what I did, that's just you trading one miserable state for another in order to chase money. What you want is to be able to do something that you find interesting for yourself, that you can do for a long time, which generates the money, which allows you to do even more of it, or make just enough money that's enjoyable enough, which you can spend doing other things that are even more enjoyable. What I give you is freedom, not what I do to do it. If you want to get rich quick, have a perfect business model that's 100% profitable, that's going to make you $2 million in 2 weeks flat, well, you can go watch some other YouTube gurus because they can give you that and probably sell you some course for the cheap price of $999. Or you can just get this free way from me right here, from someone who's actually done it. Sure, it's going to take a little bit of thinking for yourself, going through the process of the steps, but completely free, you can replicate something similar to what I did and actually have it more enjoyable because it's something that you discovered on your own and therefore is able to stick to for the long term, which means it's actually going to work instead of constantly spending money to try to find the next best thing, which is there is no best thing other than the thing that actually works for you. But maybe you think I'm just a scammer that photoshopped the 103K. I photoshopped my 6-pack. I wear like fake glasses to make me seem smarter. Think about it. Why would I spend my time to do that? To make literally nothing off of this YouTube video. If I did that, I would be stupid. If you're so skeptical that you don't want to believe it, then you never start anything. If you never start anything, you're going to be 100% guaranteed a loser who plays video games, watches anime, does dirty things with dirty videos, and sooner or later you're going to be 45 years old, a little bit obese, have a wife that you have at home that you don't even like. And slowly for the next 3 to 5 decades, you're going to stay trapped in your miserable job, constantly trying to earn money and only get more and more obese to finally die when you're 75 years old of your obesity, with the only thing left to comfort you is your waifu body pillow. But if you don't want that and you want to be able to leave your job, whatever major situation you're in, start a business that you want, or be able to enter a career that you more enjoy, well, now that you're adequately convinced, here are the 3 steps that you can just steal from me to replicate the results that I've gotten in a way that actually works for you. Step 1, find your goal. And I have a 2-week method for this. And by goal, I mean like mission, life purpose, thing that makes money that you enjoy more than whatever it is you're doing right now. And this can be a business model or a career. It doesn't matter. It works for both. And it's super simple. You find a business model, any career, literally anything. If you like ping pong, then you could be ping pong courses, could be ping pong coaching, could be more the career side, could be becoming a pro ping pong player. Later, insert any interest. It could be video games. You could be a streamer. You could be a pro esports gamer. There's always a business and career option for any interest. You pick that and create some sort of list. It can be a really long list, could be a really short list. You start with the one that you think you will enjoy the most. And remember, these are only business models and careers. They're not like hobbies or anything like that that don't generate money. And you try it for 2 weeks. That's it. And in those 2 weeks, you actually do it. You don't just read about it. You don't do anything like that. You actually do it. So if, for example, you chose becoming a pro ping pong player, well, look some research and see how you do that. Or if you want to start selling courses, maybe you have to make content and you look at what that looks like and you actually start to do it. And once you actually do it, and let's say you tried something for 2 weeks, you didn't like it, you cut those ones. You stop doing those ones. But then the ones that you did try and you do like it, you actually do like it, then you just commit to it for 5 years minimum. Pick the one that you can commit to for 5 years minimum, but realize that you can change. So again, if you pick something like ping pong and you tried it for 2 weeks, you did the let's say, ping pong course selling, you started making content, all these things, and eventually you became pretty decent at it at like year 2 or 3. Maybe start making some revenue, maybe not, but you're not enjoying it as much anymore. But you realize you actually like the one-on-one aspect a bit more. You don't really like any like the content stuff, whatever. Maybe you'll start doing personal coaching, or maybe you enjoy just the more general fitness aspect of the ping pong stuff in general. Then you pivot over to just the general fitness stuff. So realize that you can change. You're not locked in forever. As long as the fundamental skills are the same, you can pretty much go into anything else. Of course, be careful not to go into shiny objects. Shiny objects is when you completely change. Like you go from ping pong coaching to day trading. No skills at all carry over there. Maybe like some patience and stuff, but basically no skills that you can carry over. Don't restart your skill timeline like that. And then you'll find it. You'll find the thing that you can commit to for at least 5 years, and 5 years is the minimum. There's a bunch of things that you can research out there, but just realize that if you're able to commit to something fully for 5 years, that's probably almost like a guaranteed success. And then you can go with step 2 to really just lock in your ability to make profit. And of course, that's going to do 2 things. It's going to allow you to make the money to leave whatever situation you're in, and it's going to make it so you can sustain whatever it is you're doing. And you do that by start with profit no matter what. So think about this. I mentioned that you have to pick a business model or career. Think about business model and career. The definition, I don't quote me on this, but as far as I can tell, the definition of a business model or career is the fact that it makes money. It creates value in some way. People pay for it for some reason. So it has to be profitable, or else it is not a business model and it's not a career. And the distinction between a career is that a career is just you working for someone else's business model that you like. And just some people prefer a career. Like my brother, for example, he just prefers to work for somebody because he's really more interested in developing his own skills on a topic rather than dealing with all the business stuff. So if that's you, then you can do that. And where a lot of people go wrong is instead of thinking about just starting with the profit, they end up actually just chasing the profits instead. So they pick a business model that's makes money. They see online like some 12-year-olds became a millionaire off of it, like drop shipping or FBA or day trading. And they're like, oh shit, I can get rich quick, escape my job quick for this. And that gets them into trouble because they don't enjoy it. You're trading one miserable for another miserable in the attempt to make quick money. And hopefully you're thinking you make big enough money so you don't have to work the rest of your life and just have a hobby for the rest of your life. That's not going to work. But as I mentioned in the 2-week method, you try it for 2 weeks. That takes care of the enjoyment part. So starting with the profit means you have something that is guaranteed to make profit. The only issue with the business model or with the career, if you're not making profit, is either you don't have enough skills right now to get into the career, or you don't have the skills right now to actually make this already profitable thing profitable. So that leads into passion versus profit versus work-life balance. The profit thing is again like the drop shipping. The passion thing is like a hobby. You're just doing it for fun. That's not a business model and career. And then the work-life balance thing is like you're doing both at once. You're trying to get money somewhere and then you spend your money elsewhere, which all situations are bad. If you mix together, starting with the profit and then also the passion, which this effectively does right here, then since it's only a matter of time in order for you to build up the skills in order to make the profitable thing profitable, and you also did the 2-week thing, so you're interested in it. Since you're interested in it, you can go long enough to actually make the profitable thing profitable. And again, that is the minimum 5 years that I mentioned. And you can do it within 2 like I did, or sometimes a bit faster, to be honest, and also sometimes a bit slower. So up to 5 years, I think, is usually where most people are able to make it. Although you might be thinking right now, you're either not certain about what goal you should pick, or you're stuck at some point, you're not making progress on your specific goal, and you're wondering if you should keep going or any other problem like that. Well, you can actually tell me about your problem specifically, and I can give you specific feedback to help solve it, to either get you unstuck or find the answer that you're looking for. If you're interested in something like that, then top link in the description. It is completely free, it only takes 3 minutes. I mean, of course you can figure it yourself, but if you want my help, then you can take a look at that for free in the description. If not, let's continue here, which is to actually reach the goal and, finally get your exit, leave your job, and transition completely into a situation where you're only doing what you want, kind of like me doing 90% of my time in making these videos and then just making my 100K, doing my trades, whatever. So taking a look at the timeline here, you require 5 years to get to freedom. And you're right here, right now. You're at the state where you're working your job and you pick something profitable right in the beginning in the first 2 weeks. And then this entire time frame here now is left to developing skills in order to actually make the thing profitable. And at this point is finally when you get the freedom. And of course, this particular path that you chose and this particular goal that you chose, whatever it is that you want to reach, is something that you're interested enough to actually do for 5 years, the only thing you have left is actually to travel this path. Make it through the 5 years. That is really the purpose, the full purpose of this step 3 is to maintain the passion and health. Because of course, if you don't maintain your health and your passion, let's say you get completely burned out at year 4 and you never make it this last year. Well, you never get the freedom. You're stuck in your life at 45, obese with your anime waifu pillow. That's the only thing left to comfort you, right? And the way to keep up your passion is literally just chill the fuck out. Realize that you don't have to grind 16 hours a day sometimes. If you work your job the entire week and you're completely burnt out by the weekend, you don't have to work that weekend. You could just go to sleep. You could just rest. If you try to push past the burnout and you just destroy your passion on something, you start to hate what it is that you actually do enjoy, well, that's going to be detrimental. Think about it. If you just sleep the extra 2, 3, 4 hours, or you take a day off, it's not going to kill you in the long run. It'll delay you a day, but delaying a day is much, much, much better than completely failing to never want to do it again, to get stuck in a life for the next 5 decades. And then for the health portion, you have to realize this is a perma-death game where you can't even start a new game. Just the same as the passion, if by year 4 you get some chronic disease that you just die and you literally can't work anymore, or you like disable yourself, you can't think right anymore, you literally go crazy. Like for example, my uncle, he worked so hard at one point, now he's literally crazy. Like he went to a mental hospital and for the last like 40 years, he hasn't been able to do anything. So it's not worth it, right? And he's literally in that situation. He's like 50 something years old and only has his anime waifu pillow. Like he doesn't actually have one, but he has nothing. He has nothing. And the last thing I want to leave you with in this step 3 is don't let your pH sour or bitter. And this is just to really tie up the entire 3-step protocol. So you start with P, which is your profit, is where you realize you find the things that actually make money. And again, this is just the first 2 weeks. Now you have the passion and the health. All you have to do throughout these 5 years is maintain your pH. So just like pH with water, you don't want to let yourself sour or bitter. Like you let your pH go too low, you let your passion dwindle really low, you let your health dwindle real low. You're basically souring yourself. You're souring your water pH. You're letting it become acidic, and then you fucking failed your freedom, right? Or you let it go too high and you let your passion basically become a hobby, or you obsess over your health. So then it eats up all your time. Like you're super optimizing like every single little metric, micronutrient, nanonutrient. Like you're doing like a whole thing like, what's that called? Like Brian Johnson, and you're making your whole life about health. Well, you're bittering yourself. You're making it so you're making something that is supposed to be supporting you throughout your path as now the main objective, which for you, it's not. Remember, the main objective is freedom. So that takes you away from it. But if you just keep it right in the middle at for water, it's a pH of 7, right? Neutral pH. So you have always steady passion to walk this whole path, and also steady health or good health, but not over optimize, like trying to go to the nth degree. You can walk this whole path completely fine and get your freedom. Also, like I have, which becomes in the form of, I think, 6-pack, and I don't know if I look happy or not, but I think I'm happy enough. So with this protocol, now you know the strategy, the thinking behind both finding what you should do to escape and then also finally escaping. All you need left now is just to have the mechanics to actually stick to a goal. So maintaining your health, maintaining your passion, the specifics of doing that. If you want help doing that, if you want to learn how to do that, watch this video next.